on Misfits Radio.
That's right. That's
Live
right.
365.
That's right. That's
Misfits
right.
Radio and TV, Facebook.
That's right. YouTube.
Everywhere. YouTube, Misfits Radio, Shanny Jackman Show.
YouTube.
Everywhere. Just where all you want to be.
That's right.
That's where we at. So it's been a long time. Fun time still. Been moving around a lot.
Right.
I told you the Fantastic Storm was going to go international.
That's right. And you did. And you did.
And we did.
And how was it? How was that international travel thing going on?
I did my first out of the country trip. Was to Seoul, South Korea.
Okay.
I sold my soul to Seoul, South Korea, and that's one of their mottos. That's
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I got a picture where it said I sold my soul in South Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's cute. So that's
nice.
their little thing. Yeah, that's their little thing.
Oh, okay.
There, and it was real nice. Different culture. Wasn't a lot of us there.
Of course.
The brown skin, wasn't a lot of us there. But
did you feel some type of way about that? Like, did you feel uncomfortable?
I didn't feel bad at all. I didn't feel uncomfortable. I felt very empowered. Just being a minority in the right way.
Okay.
To me, that's how I perceive.
Okay.
I didn't look at it in the negative
at all.
Okay. The people were welcoming. They were nice. Of course, I'm in the tourist area.
Okay.
You never know the real if stand in the area where the tourists at.
That's right.
I would love to go a little further, and see when it's just outside of the tourist area.
Right, in the countryside.
The real living.
Yeah.
The gutter.
Yeah.
It's bad that you want to see the ghetto, but you want to see it too.
Right.
You don't want to just be perceiving the glamour all the time.
That's right.
Everybody want to go and go to the resort.
Right.
They want to see the good things. So, luckily I did meet a friend there.
Okay.
Her name was Clara, and she was with a coworker. We was at a bar, and she was with her coworker, and we just started talking. I actually met her outside of the place.
Okay.
And then she came in, and she was seated next to me. And she was already sitting there, but I was seated pretty much. We were seated by her.
Okay.
And then there was another couple to the right of us that was just sitting there, and we all ended up just talking.
Just having a good time.
And having a good time, talking, and they was like, you want another drink? And we was like, yeah. So we finna order another drink, and they like, no, you have to go to another place.
Oh, really?
To have another drink. And it was like, oh.
So you can't order two?
So you can't get no other drink there.
Oh, okay. Now see.
Yeah, that was different. You have to go somewhere else.
So they don't only serve one drink, then you gotta leave.
No, they can serve that, but I'm guessing with guests.
And
we by us just meeting up. It was the gesture to go to another place. Because I was gonna order another drink there, but they was like, no, we have to go to another location.
So is it like, since we meet new friends, we start off at a fresh place, like a new place,
possibly,
new beginnings?
That could have been a thinking, but I didn't ask. But I was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, that's something I would ask. Like, is this a tradition? Like,
she kind of said that. That's why I may be emphasizing.
Okay.
So it was the tradition to go to another place.
Okay.
So we went to another location, and it was like a movie.
Okay.
It was like, the setting, it was like you just could, Jet Li was about to just walk out from somewhere.
Right.
Even though he's probably Chinese and not Korean, but it's just, that's how the setting was. The place had wood texture, almost looked like this.
Okay.
But it was just that traditional look, how you would see Korean or Chinese movies. And they had this pancake that was so good. It was made out of green onions. It had shrimp. I can't think of the name of it. I'm so lame for not knowing the name, but it was so good. And I tried to cook it. I did, but it wasn't as good as... It
wasn't the same?
No, definitely not the same. Definitely wasn't the same.
So they had like onions and peppers and stuff in the pancake batter.
Yeah, in the pancake. Now, it wasn't a pancake batter. It was just shaped like a pancake, but it had more egg and a little flour that made it, that brought together the green onion.
Oh, sound like a quiche.
It could have been like that, but it was less egg.
Okay.
Not a lot of egg, but just it just was like just fucking perfect. It was just, and it was crunchy. It had this little crunch to it also, and then you had this sauce. Oh, just was good.
Just wonderful.
Yeah, just was wonderful. So We exchange Instagram information, not phone numbers.
Okay.
You see how that go?
Right.
Times have changed. We just exchanging
Social
Instagram
media
information. You know,
right.
No phone number. How dare you call my phone? You just hit me in my
only for
deal.
Instagram.
Right. My phone is only for Instagram.
It's not to talk on.
It's not to call me. It don't mean call.
Right.
So we exchanged that information. And as we was there, we was talking. She was saying how she was going to come to the United States to go to Houston.
Okay.
For her job.
Okay.
And then she was going to go to New York. So I was like, okay, cool. So when you come, let me know and I'll meet you.
Okay.
You know, I'll see if I'm off or whatever. So I wasn't definitely off as long as she was. But I did take the day off last Sunday.
Okay.
And I met her there in New York.
In New York, so
I just bounced around, you know, like
so
that.
So ain't nothing like getting up and saying, you know what?
Yeah, that's how that was.
I'm going to go to New York.
That's how that was. I was like, Friday, I was like, you know what? I think I'll just meet her there Sunday and come back Sunday. So that was a good pleasure.
Trip.
Yeah, so it was fun to do that.
Do you feel like you should stay a little bit longer in New York?
New York was because it really wasn't a plan. So I didn't
New
care.
York, right?
You know, it was just that, you know, and I just would love to just be able to do that a lot. And that's what I plan to try to do.
Right.
Is at least just go eat.
Okay.
And leave, you know,
Okay.
you don't have to just be all over the place because I just like to eat and have a drink
and leave.
You know, and find some little magnets and shit like that to bring back, you know, and go leave. You know, just a little bit, not a lot.
Okay.
But then if you know, you got an itinerary, you know, that's when you do a little more days. But just on some random shit, you know, just for a few hours.
Yeah.
Especially with the way the economy is set up. And the way my job is set up, if you don't have PTO, you can't take off.
That's true. That's true.
And I'm like, are you serious? I
true.
didn't know such a thing existed because I never really took off, and now that I want to take off, I can't. I'm like, oh, this is
they very tight on that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I'll tell you a story once we get out, once you start playing music, but yeah, they very tight on that.
Oh my goodness, that's a downer.
Yeah.
That's really a downer. See, that's when you're gonna have people falling down the steps and shit.
See, the problem is that they don't want you to take off without PTO, but they're quick to ask you to stay over.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right,
and then if you dare say, well, I can't,
now
then it's a problem.
Now you're looking at me like I'm not a team player.
Right.
You know, and all of that.
Right.
You know, but we're not going to dwell on the hate of the world.
We're going to talk about New York when we come back because I went to New York a few years back, and I swear to God I wanted to stay there.
You did.
But I know New York is expensive. Don't get me wrong.
That's for sure.
And all that stuff, but just the vibe, it was just
the energy. So
we're
gonna definitely talk about that.
It was just like, oh my God, this is where I need to be. But anyway.
But no, I did have that feeling. And the area that I was in was like in the little Korean town.
Okay.
Not Chinatown, but they had a Korean area, and it reminded me of when I was there. It just was like. It was just more people, though.
Right.
In New York than where it was in South Korea. It was just less congestion, but it was a lot of people, you know, in New York. It's just buzzing.
Right.
You know, but it still was laid back. And like I said, that was the tourist area. Now, had I went...
we wandered out. We went out. We went down to Times Square and all that. It was a lot of people. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It was a ton of people.
Right.
And our mistake was we didn't even realize it. We went during the 9/11 celebration.
Oh, didn't even know,
remembrance, I'm sorry. But we didn't even realize what that was, and, you know, they had a lot of streets closed off and everything. But we still had a good time because on the day 9/11 was, we left and went to the Hamptons.
Okay.
It's because a friend of ours has a friend that has a house in the Hamptons.
Okay.
And even staying out there, I was like, man,
this is
good. I need to make some more money.
We need to make more money, and then just getting out of the environment, makes you want to do something different.
Right.
And that's as it should.
Right.
You know, you should want to kind of like, what am I doing?
Right.
You know, this is really other places and other things, and you know, and all of that. So this is the Love Frequency, y'all. We still just here and we podcasting, and we just having a good time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play this song because it makes me feel like I wish I was back out of town. The love we share stays on my mind. Shout out to Drew Hill and shout out to Cisco for just singing the hell out of this song.
Right.
He's everything. My Live 365 people, where we at?
They on now. They just start popping in slow.
Oh, slowly
but you know you ain't been here in a while.
I know, so they probably don't even know.
And you started early today.
And I'm early, so I'm here though.
You better sing that song.
That dog go Usher.
Right.
Usher.
That's my favorite song from Usher.
So that's me too.
Yeah.
I like that one in what's the other one he got with Prince?
I like the one with Prince too.
That little
the unedited version.
Right. I can't even think of it right now, but yeah, he did that. Yeah. He Usher be coming through now.
Yeah.
He be coming through. I like that. You know,
Yeah.
he keep that. He try to keep that love frequency going.
Uh-huh.
You know, with the hip hop, sound.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he might do the best in it. He might be the last one that can. Now I like the breezy now.
Right.
Chris Brown is
Right.
the prophet of Usher.
Right.
He comes next. He
Right.
was what was next. And he was the perfected version of who they wanted Usher to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Chris Brown is the ultimate.
Right.
Usher was the build up.
Right.
And Chris
he
Brown
was the blueprint.
became right.
And
Chris Brown is
built the build.
Is it.
Yeah, right.
He's it. He's the end result.
What they call the $6 million man.
Right.
You know how old we are.
That thing, I know, right? Oh wow, yes, that is so funny. That is too funny. Yeah, but so how have you been, Lab?
Oh, I've been okay. I've talked about this with many people on many shows. I go through certain ups and downs and then with depression, and the last couple of weeks it's been a little bit difficult, but I'm pushing through. I try to focus my energy of that on, because Slick goes through so many things too.
Right.
And it's like, how can I feel this way when I see her suffering a lot every day?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Still trying to smile and stuff. So
right.
you try to make a. You always say it could be worse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not saying that Slick is the worst of all, whatever.
Right.
But it's just like when you see somebody who's generally hurting, who's generally trying to make it through just today,
right.
you try your best not to be selfish and complain about things.
Be saying things about your little whatever.
Right, my little whatever going on. My little leg hurt.
Right,
and her back and legs and neck and
everything,
head hurt. You know? So
right, and it's crazy that we take advantage of those thoughts.
Right.
We take advantage that our little problem is the worst thing going on. And not looking at that this could be worse, or we don't never try to look at the better side. We just love to just dwell in the bad side of how we're feeling.
Right.
That my little situation, whatever it is, it's just killing me. Instead of saying, dog, well, maybe this just, I need to learn something out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what, it is really my fault.
Right.
I should have just went,
right.
At the end of it, it probably is me.
Right.
So, and we just try to, like I said, we want to stay in our little mess and
our little
misery.
Box.
Yeah, you kind of like it. Sometimes it's comfortable, sometimes it's needed. Too, but we can't do it all the time.
Right.
We can't stay in our want to be depressed moment all the time. When, like you said, you see somebody else going through it worse, but a lot of people don't see people going through it. It's just so happen you are able to witness it, and it can self-check you quicker than somebody who don't see it.
Right.
I don't know somebody going through something. I don't really think about somebody that's going through something every day, especially if you don't see it.
It's not visible in front of your face, right?
You might not heard them talk about it on the telephone or saw it even in the scroll, and you just go through it and like, oh, okay, Don, they going through that, and that's just that thought of it, and that's the most of it. And then after that, you ain't thinking about it no more. So now your problem is just, the worst
focus.
of everything.
Right.
So you more focused on your mess than, dang, this ain't as bad as you making it be. Shan.
That's true. That's true.
You making this real heavy, and it's just not even. Just pour some of the water off of it, and maybe it'll be a little lighter.
It'll be a little better.
You know what I'm saying? So we just be watering ourselves down.
Yeah, we always get trapped in that little box of emotions and stuff like that. Even on You High Yet show, we was having a conversation about. Most conversations are emotion based.
Right,
and Wiz was like, nah, no, it's not. I was like, Yeah.
Life is an emotion.
And life is an emotion.
The whole thing, everything that's in existence came from an emotion.
Right, right.
You know, if a person that was in love, they said, I got to get to them faster. So they paved the road. You know, let me get this bumpiness out of here.
Right,
That's
right.
what they wanted to get there faster.
Right, right.
And then somebody was like, I need to put a little red light here because we about to kill ourselves.
Right.
I need to make it back home.
Right.
So I'm going to put up a stop sign because they're doing it out of love.
And I was telling them that, I said, even when he said, well, scientists and science is not emotion. I said, science is emotion, and scientists are emotion because when they try to do things, it's because they're trying to better humanity.
Right.
It's an emotion feel like, I don't think people should suffer from this.
Right.
I need to figure out a way to eradicate
or
this.
Or I'd rather have them to suffer from
right.
So it's
whatever it may be.
Whatever, if it's a hate emotion or a love emotion, is an emotion that pushes people to do things. It pushes people to live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to live for your children, so now you change your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the major emotions.
That's right. So
family.
You have life is off of emotion. You know, and for them to have said that, I was listening. I was like, no, these guys, this is not that. No.
But you know what always clears my mind when I'm in a bad place? I try to find songs like from my younger years, you know, because when I grew up, it was a little bit rougher. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it was rougher than other people's, but for me in general, and dealing with my mom and things of that nature, and boyfriends and her abuse by them and at the hands of them. It was a little bit rougher for me, but I always kind of focused back to things in my childhood that were fun, or songs that I remember coming across, or, my best friend, he had DJ equipment. That's how I started DJing, and we would go buy records and stuff, and just stuff that we would do as teenagers and younger adults that made me, and I would go back and listen to old songs from Chicago, and that makes me feel better because I know it was rougher then. It's not as rough now.
No,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
definitely not.
I'm better now than I was then, so I might be better tomorrow than I am today.
Right. And that's just how it goes. That's really how it goes.
Most definitely.
So I understand that. So since we're there, I'm gonna play a song that's old, but I just love it because it puts me in the space that we're talking about. We're in, the depression and then the coming out of it. So this song kind of takes me there. So I'm gonna go with that. I just love it. I don't care what y'all say, but it's my song, and it's everybody's song.
Right, it should be.
It is everybody's song.
Okay, well, turn it up so we can hear.
I turned it up. You had to be special.
Right. To understand that.
Like that song.
Right.
To be holding back the years.
Right.
That's see, they ain't holding back years now. They want to go by fast.
Right.
Don't nobody want to keep holding on, I get it. It ain't worth holding on these days.
Right.
A lot of people just throwing in the towel real fast.
That's it. Giving up.
That's not the love frequency.
Like the social media and YouTube, they just give up.
Won't
let us be great. Won't let us be great.
Can't be great in love.
But they should let us be. You know what? The problem I have with this whole thing with them cutting down streams and taking videos down is that you guys make so much money from our data.
Right.
Like you make so much money for our data, and the only way
things that we don't even have a clue about.
Right, and the only way you can make money from our data if we're on your system. So you should just let stuff go. Like it's just like ridiculous that we have to swim through and fight through this stuff while you guys count billions of dollars.
Yeah,
while you $200 and $300 and $400 billion rich,
yes.
you want to restrict us from anything that we do on these sites. But you need us.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Right.
You need us to be billionaires like you are.
Right.
If it wasn't for us being on your services, you wouldn't be. That's why you make it free.
Right.
If you charge for it, you wouldn't have half the people on there. So you make it free for a reason.
Right.
So as a trade-off for us being on your platform, making you 100 billionaires, you should be able to say, you know what?
Let them say what they want to say. Let them play music.
Let them play a little bit of music. We'll pay
it is what it is.
I have more money than the record labels all combined. Like,
anyway,
come on, man, y'all.
It's just control. It's all about that.
It's a sad state of affairs.
It is.
you play 2 minutes of a song or a minute of a song and they want to block the video, they want to take it down, but yet still you want us to stay on the platform. Right. It's like you whoop us for doing the things that we do.
Yep, you just get this whipping.
Right,
you if you want to be here, you just get this whipping. For
doing the things you make billions of dollars off of. That don't even sound right. It's like sweeping the floor and then your mama saying, you swept that floor too good and putting you in punishment.
You in the whipping for that.
Yeah.
I mean, then you say sweep the floor.
Right.
But now I'm in the whipping for sweeping the floor to the left.
Right.
And not to the right.
Right.
That's just how it's just a level of control.
Right.
It's sad.
Right.
We appreciate these platforms. We like it. We try to do the right things. But the restriction is kind of real dainty.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Be prepared,
Yeah. A lot of these artists that we play probably would love our music to be heard by other people because let me tell you something. Phil Collins was one of the smartest artists. The guys who played his song on their video on YouTube, he gave them permission to do it after he saw it because so many people discovered his music.
Right. They rediscovered.
Right. His streaming started going up.
Right. Just like when I see the Miami Vice commercial.
Right.
YouTube video come by with the feeling in the air.
Yeah.
That scene from when him and that shit made me want to see Miami Vice.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute, that Miami Vice was kind of alright.
Right.
This scene was like that,
Yeah.
And now you see how intense that was. Also, that was a good scene.
Right.
They thought they was gonna get killed.
Unalive.
You
don't see that, even that.
Even that bullshit. Right, gotta say, come on, are you serious? See, now back to the point. To where we gotta say unalive instead of.
And that's not even how we talk.
That's not even how you talk. Who talks like that?
Right.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
That we even for great.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody taking
from essay, we gotta say essay.
Yeah, if you can't even say assaulted, sexually assaulted, you gotta say essay.
Yeah.
So what is that about? I mean, for real.
Control.
That's just a lot of control right there.
You know how people habitually line step. So what they do is they test the system. They see what they can get away with and how long we'll stay around when they do certain things.
Yeah, wait a minute, my little sister, I gotta give her a shout out. She Libra gang in the building. When is that shit over with?
Right, when did it start?
It started sometime.
Oh, okay.
October the 1st, I know that's when her birthday was.
Okay.
And we already October the 13th almost,
right.
And it's just y'all still at it. Just stop it right now. Enough already.
It's time to move on to another side.
Who's next?
Right.
Who's next?
Right.
After Libras. Who comes next?
Right.
Do you know? Because I don't know. What is that? October, September? Just stop it, I say.
Right.
No, but, they doing a lot of censoring. All this gotta say, she talking about never. All that gotta say essay and unalive and, these substitute words for words that been around forever.
Right.
I don't get it. So if I was to say killing, they're gonna.
They might do something. They might block.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
This real life. But
this ain't real life. This
is make believe.
This is a make believe life. They treat us so bad.
They treat us real bad. Since they doing that, let me see what I was.
We ain't on YouTube no more, so we're gonna keep it going.
We're gonna keep it going.
I still own the radio station.
We still on live 365,
right.
y'all.
Go over there.
So if you want to hear, you can. We're gonna go there. So I'm just finna go with Joy Benson. Give me the night since they on this board. So how you think Rick James felt about Prince?
I don't think. From what I understand, he didn't really care for Prince much. He thought Prince kind of bit his style, like his erotic style and his dress, the way he dressed a little bit. He felt he felt like allegedly he felt like Prince stole who he was and used it for himself. But I don't think that they were the same. I don't think that they were saying.
And that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, yeah, Rick James, you had that funky, sexy man style.
Right.
Because he did have the thigh-high boots on, the leather, the beads, the braids. He still had that sexy girl look.
Mm-hmm.
But Prince turned it up a notch.
Yeah, Prince...
he turned it up a notch.
Yeah, he kind of solidified it.
Right.
Like,
he just did it better.
Yeah, he did it better.
That's it.
That's the honest truth.
That's
He just did it better.
He did it better.
And and unfortunately, he looked better.
Right.
So it kind of lent itself to it.
Right. He looked like a girl.
Right.
You know,
right.
and still was a sexy man.
Right. Right.
You know, and that was the look he was wanted.
Right.
Rick James.
Right.
You know, you did it. You said you had it. It
right.
was good.
Mm-hmm.
You was the first.
Right.
But Prince embodied it. You know,
wholeheartedly,
and made it him.
The mystique,
you know,
the mystery,
the mystery of it all.
You didn't know if he was doing men or women allegedly, but you knew what Rick James was doing.
We knew Rick James. He done damn put a whole woman in the basement and shit. Done beat her to death. You know,
allegedly.
Allegedly. But he did time for that, so he did do that.
Right.
You know,
but I'm just, I think they were just two different artists. And no offense to Rick James, friends, because I think he was a great artist too.
Oh, yeah.
But I just think Prince was a better artist.
Right.
I think Prince was a better producer.
Right.
Prince had more
gifts.
More gifts.
You know, he had more to give.
Right.
You know,
right.
You know, and you know, I be looking at the videos and stuff that I be seeing of Prince, and I be trying to see, do I see him high? I haven't seen
it.
I ain't seen him dazed. You know, or just geek. You know, I ain't seen him like he owns something.
Right.
You know, because you can look at Rick James. You know, you can look at some artists
and be like,
oh, he high. Oh, yeah.
Now Prince was a tactician and a perfectionist, which probably made him
high.
Right. You know, getting that. You know, that's why he had so many songs that he never released, because he was just that much a perfectionist. But I don't think I've ever seen.
Right.
I don't even think has anybody ever said that he was.
And they ain't never really heard that he was on the tours high.
Yeah.
And that he had to have all these pills and stuff like that. You know, it just came after he died that they were saying he was taking pain pills because of the shoes or his wearing the heels.
Well, that's different. Like,
you know,
he didn't start off in music already doing. I mean, shit. They said Michael Jackson was taking because of his back.
Right.
You know, his back is from so much dancing, and it does wear you after
I can
a while.
That happening,
and people don't come to a Prince concert to see him stand there in front of the microphone.
Right.
He's gonna dance because that's how he is.
Right.
They don't come there to see Michael Jackson just stand in front of the microphone.
Right.
They expect him to dance, so he gives the people what they want, and eventually that wears out on you.
Right, on the body.
On the body.
Right.
Taking a pain pill because your back hurts because you've been dancing for 50 years, I don't think is a bad thing. I think that's just part of life.
You got to do something. You're gonna have to medicate. You're gonna have to do something.
Right.
You know, so I look at him and I'm like, this man don't look high. You know, he's just performing the shit out of these songs and, you know, playing the guitar. I saw the performance when he was the Hall of Fame thing. I can't think of the guy's name that was winning the actual Hall of Fame, and they was all guitarists, and it was like 5 of them, and Prince was the closer of it. Oh, killed it. You just forgot all about
the rest of them.
Yeah, and they were saying Prince didn't come to practice or couldn't make it to practice. You know, it was like they was making it hard for him to practice.
Right.
So he really didn't get a chance to practice. So he gets a guitar from some little stove. You know, and he goes up there and he performs this song that they doing. The Weeping. I almost had the name of the song.
Oh, so
Weeping guitar.
They was doing Johnny. Is the guy they say they sold his soul to the devil to be a guitar. I forget his name.
Right.
But they said he could make the guitar weep, like he could make it cry.
So this is what they was doing, and they let Prince do the damn thing. Oh Lord, have mercy. Prince and like I said, and Prince should have been this winner. Right. So Prince doing his little thing, his little part. You know, and he just getting into it, and he just got into this zone, and they just let him have his way. And this man threw the guitar up in the air, and
walked off stage.
No, we didn't see it come down.
Oh, really?
It was like it disappeared. It's like the guitar floated away.
Yeah.
You know, that shit was so epic. Oh my God, it was so epic. It was just like, are you serious?
Right.
And you know, it was just.
Now I'm gonna have to find that video.
Oh,
I want to see it. It's on
so
YouTube
hype.
somewhere.
Oh yeah, it was so hype.
Right.
The video that it was just everything. I was like, God, to be more careful. So Prince had just showed them.
Right, what it was.
Who's the master? You know, he really did his thing in there. So yeah, we gotta find that video so you can see that. That was a very, very good good show. So
and when I looked at Prince, and I don't see Rick James, and when I look at Rick James, I don't see Prince. I've never saw it. When I see them, I never thought of the other. Right.
You know, so for them to compare the two, you know, like you said, Rick James was his guy. He was who he was. Right. You know, and Prince was just who he was and was better. Right. You know, just really was better. You know, like I said, he to me I love Michael Jackson, but he was better. You know, Prince to me was just better than Michael Jackson in his own way. Yeah. You know, they just were two different people, but they both were performers. Mm-hmm. You know, but even Prince just still had more to me than Michael Jackson in music.
Oh yeah.
You know, because Michael Jackson was more like a made up artist, and Prince was like a self-made artist. Mm. You know, he made himself.
I think the you know, I know Michael Jackson wrote some songs. I think the difference is, you know, Prince was the writer and the producer. Michael Jackson was just mostly the writer
and entertainer,
and then he had somebody else to produce the music part. Right. You get what I'm saying?
But he did some of it too.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a mixture for Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. And to Prince, he was doing all his stuff. He was in his own studio, Paisley Park. Right. You know, drums, doing his own everything, laying everything back up, singing. He was just this one man band. That's what makes me so admire of him over Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. You know, that's why I said Michael Jackson was created. Right. You know, and Prince was a creator. You know,
right.
If that makes sense. Yeah, if that makes sense.
I get it.
So yeah, that's how that go. That is funny. Now I'm on. You know, I every time I play Prince, I get put off. Yeah. Every time I play Prince, I get in trouble. Right. So I'm just gonna let him have it. You know? Right. I'm just gonna let Prince have it this time. But what do I want to do? What lane am I going in?
Okay, so you just played Zoom, Holding Back the Tears, a couple other songs that's kind of like, you know, let me live my life, let me be happy type vibe.
Something be happy type vibe?
Yeah, let me live my life, you know.
Well, this is just a remake of Guy.
Okay.
Yearning.
Okay.
I like Guy. So I'm just going to go with this, because this is bad.